Wow. Okay. September tarot and tarot things related video. I'm shocked that it's September, that September's over. I'm shocked that it's October. September quite literally flew by. And I do feel like I say that every month, but this one in particular really went by quickly. But it's October and I have decorated for October already. We started on October 1st, or I did. And me and my Crocs are ready. My Halloween gibbets. So, what did I do in October? Okay, let's start with got a like random mishmash of thingies here. Let's start with crafty things because I did get a little crafty in September. So these are polymer clay earrings, Beetlejuice themed, that I got from Cottage Lore Co on Etsy, and I just became obsessed with polymer clay earrings, specifically Halloween themed polymer clay earrings. I have gone on Etsy and I've had them in my cart, I've taken them out, whatever. So ultimately I did decide to make my own, which we'll get to in a second. But first, I won these black flame candle earrings. Again, polymer clay from an Instagram kind of like post this competition. And that's Little Shop of Morris. I love these. I can't wait to wear them to work. I don't know if people at work will pick up on it. It's kind of like a weird age range at work. So we'll see. But I'm definitely going to wear those when I watch the Hocus Pocus 2 movie. So that was exciting. And then because of that, I just decided I would try my own. So I did order some ghost stencils off of Etsy, like little cookie cutters. And I did 3 different versions, which I'll post over here somewhere. And I just had a lot of fun with it. I'm not too upset with how they turned out. They're not perfect, but they're not terrible either. Like I will wear these from start of October to probably even beginning of November. I will wear these earrings and I'm kind of pleased with how they look. So they're cute. So that's what I got up to craft wise in September. Shopping wise. So first of all, I did not buy any decks in September. I don't think. Pretty sure I didn't. I did have the Office Tarot in my cart in Amazon because it was on sale for $20 Canadian, which is significantly less American. But I had to pay shipping, shipping was $10. So the deck was back up to $30 after shipping. So I was like, meh, I don't want it that bad. I do love the Office Tarot. I am not like a diehard Office fan, but it is really funny. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy the actors. I kind of was one of those people that during COVID, I had never watched a single episode of The Office in my life. And then during COVID lockdown, I started it and watched it start to finish. And it was funny. But again, I don't need a tarot deck that is Office related. So I deleted it. Yay me. Good, pat me on the back. So no decks purchased in September. No crystals either. I haven't bought crystals in a really long time. I didn't buy any, but you'll see later. The other thing I ended up purchasing, I went to Spirit Halloween for my Halloween costume. I think I told you guys I'm being a fortune teller. So I just had like the accessories to pick up and I came across this super cute tarot box. So it's like a resin. So it's not like overly sturdy. I don't know if you can hear, like if you can pick up what kind of material it's made out of just from the sound, but I love it. I'm going to put a tarot deck in it and set it where I keep my tarot decks. And this will be the one that I'm currently working with. So I thought that was pretty cool. I've been looking for something similar to that, something like that. I was looking at wooden boxes, but this one I like that you can just lift up the lid super easy. The wooden boxes sometimes with moisture in the air or whatever, they get a little snug and you need 2 hands. This one, lazy. I can just lift the lid and grab my deck. So that was pretty exciting. The other thing I purchased, and this was actually surprisingly, I don't want to say cheap, but it's not sterling silver, which is why, but this tarot ring from puravitabracelets.com. So it's not sterling silver. So they do mention like, don't get it wet, don't expose it to lotions or chemicals or perfumes or anything. So basically be very gentle with it. I'm a sterling silver girl. I do like sterling silver. I don't like plated anything. But this was just super cute. And the star is my astrological tarot card. I'm an Aquarius, so the star is mine. You can get them in, oh no, the Lovers is one of them. Now I can't remember the other ones, but there's a few that you can choose from. So that's pretty cool. Shopping find, I thought. Another thing I purchased, this is from Etsy, and I saw Paige's Cup Tarot on Instagram do this, and I thought it was the greatest idea. So I purchased a set of D&D dice, Dungeons and Dragons dice, and I do not know what these dice mean. I will not use any of them except the big guys here. So these go up to 20. I don't know, I think. I don't even know anything about these. But what she did was she made a list of her tarot decks. So these are tarot decks and these are oracle decks, and numbered them. And then you roll the dice and okay, 15. So my tarot deck is number 15, which is Lucid Dreams Tarot, the Saint Soleil Beginners Tarot. And then, of course, it's got to go rogue on me. 20, which is, I don't have 20 oracle decks, so that's the only bad thing. 6, Modern Goddess by Ethany. So you'd use those two decks together. And as a bonus, they sent me an additional set. So I've got my tarot deck dice, and the blue one's going to be my oracles. So yeah, I don't know if you can feel focus on these babies, but I thought that was such a brilliant idea, especially, you know, trying to come up with ideas on how to use decks. Like, great idea. So yeah, the only thing is I don't have 20 oracle decks. I think I only have 18. Yeah, so if I roll a 19 or a 20, which as you saw it happen, I just have to re-roll. So that's kind of annoying, but deal withable. But it was a great idea. So thank you for the idea, Paige's Cup Tarot on Instagram, because that was brilliant. And then, like I said, the rest, I don't know. I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know anything about it. I wish I did, to be honest. Not play it, just I wish I knew about it. But yeah, whatever. The dice will work for me, for my purpose. Anyway, so those are the things that I purchased. Now, this next and last update for the month of September is something that I alluded to in my tarot bucket list video. I wasn't sure if I was going to follow through with it, and ultimately I did. I did follow through with it. It was a tarot and oracle deck exchange in the town over from where I live. I guess technically now it's a city. The reason I was hesitant to do it was because of how it's structured. So I want to sell my decks. I want to recoup some of the money back that I spent on these decks. So I would like to sell them, not exchange them for another deck. The whole purpose of getting rid of a deck is to make room on my shelf, or not necessarily, not like make room for a new deck, but just like scale back on what I have on my shelf. So you're just exchanging it with another one. So that's not getting rid of anything. It's not creating space, or, you know, it's not doing what I wanted to do. So there was that. And on top of that, we had to pay $15 to attend. So now I'm actually spending money to try and get rid of a deck. So that kind of wasn't what I wanted for myself. It's not that I disagreed with it. It's just not what I wanted for myself. But I also did want to connect with other people in this community in person, which was also on my tarot bucket list. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I will do it once, whatever. I had some concerns, again, is a little bit too strong of a word, but okay, so what happens if, let's say I bring 3 decks, because I've got like, I think 5 here to get rid of, 6 maybe. And let's say I bring all of them, but then I only find 1 deck that I like, but now 4 people have taken my decks. So what happens in that situation? Like, what do I do? How does that work? Or let's say I find nothing and my decks have been taken, so now I'm leaving with nothing and my decks are gone. I made notes in case I forgot. Again, so I didn't know what decks will be there. Like, she did kind of post ahead of time some of the available decks, which I did see one that I had my eyes on, which we'll get to in a minute. But for the most part, you don't really know what decks are going to be there. So again, like, what if I have unclaimed decks? Do I take those decks back? Or is it like once they're exchanged and they stay there? Like, what if more than one person wants the same deck? That was another question I had for myself. Like, what if people end up fighting over a friggin' deck? Like, that's crazy. And the other thing I thought about was, do I bring all of my decks, or do I just kind of bring a couple? And then that way, if something goes terribly wrong, I'm only out a couple decks. So those were some of the thoughts I had going into this meetup. And then what ended up happening, so I showed up. The $15 was for the use of the facility. So they rent a space, I guess, downtown in this area. But in the summer, they did it outside. So they didn't have that $15 fee because they were just like outside by the waterfront. So had I gone in the summer, I wouldn't have had to pay the $15. But now knowing what the $15 was for, I get it. I'm totally fine giving that $15. So there was a total of 7 people when I got there. And what I noticed immediately is that it was all Oracle decks. I was the only person that brought tarot decks. And I brought my Tarot of Oppositions, my Reflective Tarot, and my Robin Wood Tarot. So I only brought 3 decks. And I only brought tarot because I kind of thought there'd be more tarot people than Oracle there. Or more tarot decks than Oracle decks. So turns out we did have to go around the table and like introduce ourselves and talk about our experiences. So, on our experience with Oracle, almost said Oracle and tarot. And most of them had no tarot experience whatsoever. They were all just interested in Oracle. So that was a bit unexpected. I don't know why, but I was expecting more of a tarot interest than an Oracle interest. But I mean, I guess it makes sense. Oracle is like a stepping stone for tarot. And they all did say that they were interested in tarot, just it kind of scared them a little bit. So we all, like I said, we went around the table. I was the only one with tarot experience. So like with my courses and stuff, I was the only one who had any of that. So the moon, it's by Stacey DeMarco. The Moon Oracle. So this picture here is what was on the table when I got there. My decks aren't in that picture yet, but that was it. That was all that ended up showing up or being included in the exchange. But the Stacey DeMarco Moon one is the one that I had my eyes on. And what happened was, when the organizer was talking about this, what you do, what it's about, blah, 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 they ended up using the Stacey DeMarco Moon Oracle as an example. And they did like sample readings with it. So it was the one that was like on everyone's mind. Everyone saw it, everyone liked it, whereas, none of the other decks had been touched or displayed or anything like that. So everyone had their eye on this Stacey DeMarco Moon Oracle deck. I was like, Murphy's Law, that had to be the one they used as the example. So it was hyped up pretty good for everyone. Everyone was interested in it. They did a sample reading, like I said. So there was just, everyone was oohing and awing over the Stacey DeMarco deck. So the only other one that I was interested in was the Starseed Oracle. So this is the one that I obviously ended up walking away with because someone did take my Tarot of Oppositions. So what they said was that I could leave my other 2 decks there for next time and then just have like bank it essentially. So I'm able to take 2 decks for next time. But I didn't leave my decks there just because I don't know if I'm attending next time. Maybe I won't, maybe I'll be busy or, and I just didn't want to leave that over my head, like knowing that I had like a credit of a deck that I may or may not be able to get. I don't know. I didn't like it. So I did take my other decks back. This deck, again, it's not one, it's never been on my radar. It's never been on my wish list, but I do really like her, it's right there. The Work Your Light Oracle. I do really like that one. So I might just combine these and work with them together. So, an interesting thing that happened. So a woman on the other side of the table from me, she had grabbed my Robin Wood Tarot. And you could open the decks and go through them and whatnot. Like, it wasn't like you couldn't open them. So a lot of people were going through the decks and kind of flipping through the cards just to see. Oh, and we did a meditation. I totally forgot. We did a meditation beforehand to release the decks. So that was kind of interesting. I could do without it just because I started to get like really tired and really relaxed. And then all of a sudden the lights came on and I was like, what? Now I have to look at tarot and oracle decks? Like, I'm ready for a nap. But it was interesting. It was nice to have that releasing the energy and blah, blah, blah. But yes, so this woman grabbed my Robin Wood tarot and she just did a reading for herself. And she got, oh no, the Death card, 10 of Wands, and Queen of Swords. So someone else was talking to me, so I wasn't really, I could see, she got the Death card and immediately she was like, I got the Death card. Of course, the first card I would pull is the Death card. She was very dramatic about receiving the Death card, which everyone new to tarot is. So I just thought that was kind of funny. And then this other woman was talking to me and I could see her looking at the cards and it was just clear that she had no idea what the message was. And I'm kind of doing this and a message was screaming at me from the 3 cards that she pulled. And I was just like, I have to tell her what this message is. So the person finished talking to me and I just kind of got up and went over to her and I explained what my interpretation of the message was. I don't know if I should say it or not. I mean, it's not bad, but and she was just looking at me dumbfounded. Like, she's in her chair looking up at me, completely dumbfounded. And she was like, that's exactly what's going on in my life right now. Like, that is my problem right now. And with the Queen of Swords, I explained to her that I felt that she needed more Queen of Swords energy in her life to alleviate the 10 of Wands issues she was having. And, you know, her becoming this Queen of Wands energy is going to be out with the old and with the new, the Death card. So that's basically what I explained. And she was just dumbfounded that had been interpreted for her. So that was kind of like a toot my own horn moment, because that's never happened to me before. Like, I don't read for other people. So for that to happen, it was just a big confidence boost, first of all, but also like the fact that message immediately jumped out at me from across the table, and what I needed to tell this woman about the cards that she pulled was pretty cool. Like, I don't know. It was just a weird moment for me. So that's what happened with the tarot and oracle exchange. And they also had like a bowl of crystals that was sitting there that was one of the girls or 2 of the girls. They had just piled a bunch of crystals in this bowl that were no longer serving them, and it was a free-for-all. Like, take whatever you want. They had a massive piece of apatite. I couldn't believe it. Apatite's not exactly cheap, but it was a palm stone about this big of apatite. I have the exact same palm stone of apatite, so I didn't take it. It was the exact same size and everything, and I love my apatite. I don't need to replace it. Apatite stone. Not eating. Also, I love that too. But I didn't take it. I felt that someone else should take it, and no one did. I could not believe it. But anyway, I wanted a crystal to remember the day, to remember the moment. So I did take one. I'm pretty sure it's amethyst. It actually kind of looks maybe faded from the sun, like maybe someone kept it on a windowsill or something. But yeah, I did take this guy because, like I said, I just wanted a little thing to remember the day, remember the interaction, and my little impromptu tarot reading. So again, this is not one I wanted. I could care less about this deck, to be honest. But I didn't want to leave with nothing. I think everyone, obviously the Stacey DeMarco deck got claimed. Did anyone else? I don't even think anyone else took one, to be honest. I think it was just me and the other girl. I do think it was a good idea. I might not go with the rental of the facility. I might wait until summer to do it again. Just because, like I said, I'm trying to recoup funds, not spend more funds. And I'm already not recouping funds by just doing a straight trade for a deck. So yeah, I might wait until summer to participate in that again. We'll see. It's not something that I have lined up for myself for next month or anything like that. I don't think she's doing one in October, actually. I think she's not doing one until November. But it was something different, and I can't sit here and say I want to meet more people in person in the tarot community and then not put myself out there. So I did put myself out there. It was very fun. It was very welcoming. I loved the people that were there. I think one of them was the metaphysical store owner that's across the street, Crystal Bliss. So I've talked with her a few times. I'm pretty sure that's who she was anyway. She looked very familiar. But yeah, it was overall a good experience. I had fun, good talks, and again, a really interesting impromptu tarot reading for me. So yeah. This coming weekend in Canada is Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian followers, watchers. Enjoy time with friends or family or yourself, whatever it is that you've got going on. Enjoy it and be thankful for the simplest of things, because those ones are often overlooked in my opinion. So, and of course, be thankful for your home, your car if you have one, your job if you have one, the big things as well. So enjoy your dinners, your time, your friends, your family, whatever you have going on. And I don't know if I have any other videos lined up for October. We shall see. There was a couple VRs I had my eyes on, but I wasn't too sure how I felt about them. Just being so new to tarot, I don't really have that big of a bowl to pull from for some of these VRs. So we'll see what I do. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, and I will see you at the very latest next month, if not earlier.